Hey traders, TG Watkins here. It is February 8th when I'm recording this. Hope you guys are doing well. We've got quite a bit of activities out there. This market is still very bullish, and I think I see what's going on with this, that we're a bit of a canary in the coal mine of what I'm going to be looking at. So I'll be showing you guys that in a moment. But if you come over here to Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and I just want to show you guys that we do link to here and YouTube. I do a weekly thing every Wednesday morning, so if you guys want to come check that out live, you can. And then also you guys have probably noticed that I finally got the camera up and running and I got the office remodeled. There are going to be some more changes as this kind of grows and gets filled in. What you guys can't see is that there's still a whole lot of mess around me because our house is still being remodeled. It's been 7 months. I think we're going on month 8, and yeah, we've got a lot going on. So we're still basically operating out of the garage, and yeah, just a lot of work is still being done in the house. But we finally got this done, so I decided to finally turn the camera back on. Got a new camera. And yeah, doing well with that. You can say hi to Lewis the cat right there. He's hanging out, having a good time, just snoring all the time. All right, so let's kind of dive into a few things. What I want to show you, and this is what had me kind of concerned over the last week or two, is that we were seeing breadth not doing so well. Kind of saw this bump up here, but then the number of stocks over their 50-day SMA just kept going down. And we were seeing some divergences on the 200-day. And so kind of worried about it. Now, where I think we might be going with this, and this is where we need to kind of keep watching and checking. Of course, there have been quite a few names that have been doing well. You know, and I know the SPX is, you know, getting up close to 5,000. And number one, I think 5,000 is clearly going to be a magnet. I think we're going to hit 5,000, no ifs, ands, or buts. The question is what's going to happen after that. Are we going to just kind of sail right through, no problem? Or is that going to be a wall and some resistance and a round number and kind of this psychological thing, and then is that where the market rings a bell and sells off? Well, I think I have a way to figure that out as far as which index and ETF that we can kind of look at. But from the breadth perspective, I want to see if this 20-day SMA actually starts to level out, and then if we can actually see that it starts to move up again like this. So we're going to have to kind of see a little bit about that one. What I'm wondering is if that is the case, then maybe what we could be seeing is kind of what was happening during the debt ceiling crisis, to where the market went sideways and underneath the surface there was a lot of selling off. So there could have been a rotation underneath the surface, and maybe we're kind of seeing that again here because the market is very strong. I just was concerned about it being too strong. So we'll have to see if this kind of comes back, and then we'll have to see if this the 50-day starts to come back as well. All right, and then, you know, new highs, new lows. The market's been strong. I mean, look, we've still seen a lot of new highs. And unfortunately, we have seen a couple new lows tick up. So I have been hearing that the Hindenburg omen has been firing. Now, also my understanding is that the Hindenburg omen is only accurate 25% of the time, but when it happens, it always happens with the Hindenburg omen. So it doesn't have the greatest track record, but when it's right, it's definitely right. So keep that in mind. All right. Now, we can kind of zoom out, look at the market, you know, S&P 500, SPX 5,000, it's going to get hit, okay? We know that. The other thing is that if we look here, I mean, the market is getting pretty far up there. I'm surprised that we continue to go like this and not really pull back. We did a little bit of a flagging, and then it continues to move up. I mean, we barely saw something like this even in 2020. It mostly stayed contained within its 30 ATRs, and even with that, it dipped to the 21 EMA on the weekly chart somewhat often, and we haven't really seen that. So it's kind of like we're due, but also the market keeps kind of going. Now, this is where, and the Nasdaq's basically the same thing. You know, S&P and Nasdaq, same thing, just, you know, a little bit stretched here and there. This is where I think that the canary in the coal mine is going to be, is we need to be looking at the IWM. And don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that the IWM is going to be the reason that the market keeps going or what's going to push the market up. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that I think that if the IWM can keep going up or start going up, then there is no way that the rest of the market is going to go down. So if the IWM goes, then everything goes, because it's the canary. If it's going to, if the market's still strong, then the IWM, the small caps, can run, and that'll be fine. But if we start feeling some sickness and the market rolls over and pulls back, we're going to see that first in the IWM too. So if this thing starts to move to the upside, then the rest of the market should continue to move up. Okay, and there's no way that the IWM is going to move up if the rest of the market moves down. So that's the other thing to kind of keep in mind. So this is the canary in the coal mine as far as I think. And if you look at the monthly and weekly, kind of hard to argue too. I mean, really, look at that weekly chart. That certainly, right there, certainly looks strong. That looks really, really good. So I've been kind of waiting for that to flag and kind of find some support. You can see right in through here, and we'll see if it can start to come back up again. So that'll be really nice. And we can even look at the MDY, this is the midcaps, and it certainly looks like they are strong and ready to go. I don't see any weakness. It's been basically flagging at its highs. You know, here's right there, it broke above, and it's just flagging at its highs. So unless it needs to take a dip or something like that, it looks pretty good. I'll show you what that looks like even here. I mean, yeah, look at that. It's just been flagging right into an uptrending daily 50. You can also look here, the Moxie indicator. There's your double bottom. There's your positive divergence. And the IWM looks the same way. So I'll show you that real quick because I have a feeling maybe tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, then Monday, that the IWM will fire long on the Moxie indicator. So there's your double bottom. There's your positive divergence. And I'm seeing today, so today is Thursday the 8th, I'm seeing a lot of Moxie price triggers on the hourly chart. And the fact that we're starting to see these things is really good. You know, we're seeing a lot of fresh moves. So part of that, as everyone probably saw today, Mara, you know, cryptos, you know, and across the board, we are starting to see this kind of stuff. Really, really good moves today. And there you go. There's your Moxie price trigger. And you can see that all started from your double bottom, positive divergence, and, you know, just a big, big up move. Now, sure, it could always pull back, but I would imagine that pullbacks are going to be viable because, well, what else are we going to, I mean, what else do you do with this thing? I mean, it really does look fantastic. Really looks fantastic. Of course, we know about ARM. You know, everyone saw that, and that one had a huge move, you know, going up. It's kind of even hard to zoom out at this point. And it, too, basically flagged into and bounced off of the daily 50. Now, it had earnings, but that's what it did, is it flagged into the hourly daily 50 and continued to move up. And I'm wondering if this was another one of those things that the market looked at and be like, well, if that's doing that, then what else could the market do? And so then we have Net. And Net was not only up big today, it is also up big in the after hours. I think it's up, yeah, it's 106. So it went from 90 close to 106. So also very good. But what did it do? Well, it flagged right into the daily 50 also. And you can see there was a level and positive divergence with the Moxie indicator. And there was your Moxie price trigger today. So that was another big one. We're in another one called Path. And what did it do? Well, it flagged into, did a double bottom off of the daily 50. And look, there's your Moxie price trigger. There was one earlier. We did try to get it earlier. Wasn't quite ready. But look, double bottom, positive divergence, you know, Moxie price trigger. So again, we are seeing quite a few things that are working out to the upside. Unfortunately, it's still earnings season, so that makes it a little bit tough to, if you want to roll the dice and go in on something right before earnings or for earnings. I do tend to prefer after, but that means something like Roblox that is also up. And what did it do? Now, I could say it flagged to the 50. You might say it broke the 50, but in my world, when price is below the 50, but the Moxie indicator is above 0, that's a trampoline move. So that is price below the 50, Moxie indicator above 0. That's positive. That's a trampoline move. That's good. You can see there's your double bottom. There's your positive divergence. It did have earnings, and it moved up right there. So, yeah, that was another great one. And as I said, I'd like to kind of pick these things up after earnings. This one stopped right at the double top and the third ATR. So let's let it kind of settle back in and see where it can find some support. You know, maybe sideways, maybe down a little bit. We'll see if it can find some support and then move right back up. Another way that this kind of looks at CLF, and we took a small quick trade on this one, and we got stopped out because I was just trying to figure out, okay, where is the low on this? And so I was looking to see if that was the double bottom and if it could move up from there. So we got stopped out, small position, like 2%, something like that, no big deal. And I'm just going to let this thing, then we're out, but then we just let this thing go until it can find some support. And then if it can start to move back up, great. That's what I was looking for from here. It wasn't the right opportunity. So we'll just see if we can find something over here when it can get back above, say, the hourly 50. But yeah, other than that, a lot of good trades are happening out there. We know that transports, how is it? $. Yeah, so transports are doing well. This is another area that we should be aware of because it's going to be, this is indicative of the economy and telling us some stuff. So look what it did, just like the IWM flagged right into the daily 50, and boy, doesn't that look good. All right. So yeah, I'm seeing some sectors that if they continue to move up, then we should be pretty good. And the Nasdaq and the S&P, even though they look overbought, they can keep going. And if these sectors that we see are just now starting, then it looks to me like the mega caps are going to keep going too, and the big ETFs. So yeah, we got a lot of good stuff, and as I said, we have a lot of fresh Moxie price triggers firing. So if you guys don't have the indicator, or if you're interested into it, we have it on Stockcharts, we have it on Thinkorswim, and we also had it on TradingView. So if you guys are interested, make sure you get it. We do have it. And then come on over into the Moxie trading room, and I'll teach you guys how to use it. All right. Thanks again. We'll see you guys later.